Why don't you tell us what one thing that you're really looking at right now, a growing concern, not just for Democrats at the top of the ticket, but some real down ballot concerns.
No, that's exactly right, Joe, Mika. We're seeing something that we haven't seen in all my years of covering politics, way back to the Richmond Times-Dispatch, and that is we're seeing yard signs for Secretary of State races. And it's because there's a sudden focus on all these down-ballot races, Secretary of State, state legislatures, state Supreme Court in North Carolina. And, of course, why this matters is future elections, that after 2020, we suddenly see the power of these offices that got very little attention. And Joe, Mika, look at what Mike Bloomberg is doing. So he's spending $60 million, $60 million this year. His team says he'll probably be the largest Democratic donor. It's getting a lot less attention this year, but here's why. It's state-based spending. So he and his Everytown for Gun Safety spending big on these races in the states. Look at a legislature suddenly will be in charge of post-Roe legislation. And, Joe, the kind of issues that are getting attention this year, governors and their ability to veto post-Roe legislation, all of that is factored into this state-based giving by big Dems, including Michael Bloomberg.
So, hey, Mike, it's Michael Steele, buddy. Good to see you, man. Happy Friday to you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I really take to heart your comments because it tells me, again, how Democrats are a day late and 5 terms short to the dance. The basis of the success in 2010 was not picking up 63 House seats. What I saw as a grassroots individual and activist was the race is very much, as you said, it's at the base level, state legislative races, county executive races, mayor races, governors races. We picked up almost 800 state legislative races across the country, which fueled the energy to get 63 House seats, 12 governorships, et cetera. And it's amazing to me that the Democrats are just now figuring out that the play is, let's put some resources behind these state legislative races and offices because they're the ones who are going to set in motion the legislative agenda, not just for the state, but federally as well.
That's right. Our shorthand over the years for the importance of state legislatures, state houses was, well, they determine redistricting and thence House lines. But you're right. Republicans, as long as I've been covering politics, focusing on school board, smaller races. But now these races are seen in a total different light. So the ACLU actually has new reporting from Alexi McCammon showing that the ACLU spending big on Secretary of State races, legislative races, because, of course, that is now a proxy for a voting rights issue and therefore a civil rights issue.
So, Michael, let me follow up with you on here because this is so frustrating to me. Is I hear Democrats and I hear progressives all the time. It doesn't matter what the issue is. If it's redistricting, right? Well, Democrats won 60% of the votes in Wisconsin state legislative races, but they only have 40% of the seats. I'm generalizing.
Right.
Are in Wisconsin. They don't like the jury instructions that were read in Kyle Rittenhouse's jury. They don't like abortion laws, whether it's in Wisconsin or Texas or Florida. And they sit there and they scream and yell about American democracy and how broken American democracy is. And it's not like Jesus is looking down from above saying, this shall be what juries will read. I mean, this is because Democrats lost 1,000 state legislative seats between 2010 and 2018. They didn't pay attention.
Yes.
They lost the races. They lost the right to redistrict. They lost the right to draft jury instructions in state legislatures. They lost the right to make abortion laws. So now they're 10-year-old girls. I'm not blaming Democrats for Republicans' retrograde laws on abortion. But if you're trying to figure out, like I am, how Ohio forces 10-year-old rape victims to flee the state? Well, it goes back to state legislatures, and I'm just wondering when Democrats are going to figure out this isn't a flaw in American democracy. This is a flaw in their strategy. They need to start actually paying attention to state legislative races.
No, that's fundamentally true. Just real quick, and then Mike, I'll throw it back to you, buddy. You're absolutely right about that, and it's something that, again, I figured it out as national chairman, that the strength and growth was where the grassroots were growing, right? And those races would have an upward push on the political process. So if you want to be able to look at people complain about redistricting, well, they're drawing the lines. Well, who's drawing the lines? The state legislature's drawing the lines. And so if I'm targeting state legislatures, guess what I'm also targeting? The ability to draw the lines. And so, you're complaining about, if you complain about, the kinds of judges, well, who gets to decide who those judges are going to be? Well, state legislatures contribute to that by drawing the lines for congressional races and Senate and getting senators elected statewide that will have a say in that. So you have to look at it holistically, don't you think, Mike? When you're trying to calculate your future prospects, you got to look at where your strength is. And for a long time, Republicans, we've always said our strength lies with our grassroots. We grow that from the bottom up. It will push upward the power that we want, not this sort of downward approach that we've seen traditionally in politics.
That's a great point. And what I realized from Joe's comments were that the state legislatures, like the Supreme Court, now a generational deficit, that we're saying that these down ballot offices matter for future elections and who's set up for 2024. But Joe's point about the long tail of state legislatures, and we see it in the Supreme Court majority, that's not a couple cycles. That's generations.